Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. What a freak show. What a freak show. Oh, we have a lot to talk about today. I hope I managed to keep it together. You know I have my moments. Anyway, so yeah, this is my my post-market report on this lovely Wednesday. What's today's date? May 5th, 2021. People, I really don't know where to start with this one. Should I start with the ultimate freak show today? What am I talking about? Maybe we will start off with the ultimate freak show. We heard from Fed presidents today, the Fed vice chair today, and the chairman himself. Now, I want to talk about that. And also from Janet Yellen, another freak, who used to be a Fed chairperson, now U.S. Treasury Secretary. And what they're doing, what the Federal Reserve and the U.S. Treasury is doing to not just the United States, but to the world, is a crime in progress. It's a crime in freaking progress. Bob, if you're out there, Bob Poole, he's a lawyer, one of my dear friends. I told him, I said, Bob, let's sue the Federal Reserve. I said, we can get enough money. We'll put it together and we'll sue the Federal Reserve. So Bob, if you're listening, you remember I had suggested, let's sue the Fed? Let's do it. Okay, this is getting out of control. And I'm sure most of you would back this. Anyway, so let's talk about what happened today. Look, let me just show you this. This is what my notepad looks like. It looks like vomit. I mean, this is all the stuff I had to write down. And then I even printed something up that I really want to talk about too. And I scribbled on that. I mean, I have so much stuff to talk about. Let's start off again with the freak show Federal Reserve. This is Fed President Evans. Okay. Now, this is what he had to say. Again, the talk is inflation, inflation, inflation. Now, this is what this creature from the Fed had to say. This is, quote, persistent high inflation chances are remote. In other words, don't even worry about it. Goes on to say that the Federal Reserve will maintain their current easy money monetary policy for some time. Don't you love how they say that? For some time. It's just a beautiful thing. Now, let's move up ranks a little bit here to the Federal Reserve Vice Chair. The Federal Reserve Vice Chairperson today said this. He expects upward pressure on prices. Let's see. Let's define that. Upward pressure on prices? What are we talking about? He's talking about inflation. Now, he's expecting upward prices on inflation to persist for a while. Now, isn't that kind of polar opposite of what the other guy is saying here? But he did go on to say, again, this is the Fed Vice Chair, that these are temporary imbalances. So, according to the Federal Reserve Vice Chair, we do have temporary imbalances in the market and the economy, and he expects upward price pressure or upward pressure on prices to persist. So basically, we have an admission here. We have an admission right in our face from the freaking vice chair of the Federal Reserve admitting, yes, we have inflation. And guess what, people? You're screwed because it's about to get worse. And then the creme de la creme. Creme de la freaking creme here, people. Right here. This is shocking to me. And I really want to hear from you. So going right to the top gun here of the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, Yellowstein, he was asked a very simple, straightforward question from this correspondent named Edward Lawrence. Okay? Edward, my hat goes off to you for asking a straightforward question, but the answer you got was frankly asinine. Let's go over that. So the question asked of Fed Chair, Powell was this. When will the economy be able to stand on its own feet? I personally think that's a very straightforward question. We're being told we're in an economic boom. Everything is great. Couldn't be better, right? So great question. So really, why is the Federal Reserve today buying $40 billion a month, at least, in mortgage-backed securities, plus another, 100 and something billion worth of debt and everything else? So again, question, very simple. When will the economy be able to stand on its own 2 feet? This was his answer. Federal Reserve Chairperson Jay Powell. I am not sure what the exact nature of that question is. Seems pretty straightforward to me. When will the economy be able to stand on its own 2 feet? Should be a simple answer, but not to him, not to the Federal Reserve Chairman. No. He goes, I'm not sure what the exact nature of that question is. People, this is what I'm talking about. A supreme freak show of the highest order. Highest order. Let's go back to the market. Today, the Dow Jones Industrial Average closed at a new all-time record high. The S&P 500 put on a gain. NASDAQ put on a slight loss. Cryptocurrencies, people are taking off. Dash remains over 400. I am really hoping for a pullback here, for which I will buy more. I told you. I started opening up a position on Dash last week, added to it again. I will be adding to this regularly. In fact, I will be buying every single dip with regard to the cryptocurrency Dash. Okay, I see an enormous amount of value here moving forward. Now, let's talk about Janet Yellen, because we heard from Janet Yellen today. I mentioned this earlier. Now, if you recall, a day or two ago, the Thing, okay, she's another hideous thing. Okay, it's not even a she, it's an it. She had explained that the Federal Reserve needs to start raising rates. She completely walked that back. Now she is saying the current state of the Federal Reserve maintaining their asset purchases is all good and should remain this way for some time. Duh! Here we go again. For some time. So again, walking back comments, you're not allowed to know what's going on here. You're not allowed to know that the Federal Reserve and the U.S. Treasury are tag teaming the United States and the rest of the world to bring it to its freaking knees. That's really what you're not allowed to know. It's very sad. But let me tell you what you are allowed to know. Now, we all understand these big pharmaceutical companies are making windfall profits off of the scamdemic here. Now, Pfizer, just to give you an idea, this is one company. The first quarter of 2021, $3.4 billion in revenue. You don't think that these pharmaceutical companies have a vested interest in seeing people ill? I mean, you got to be freaking kidding me, people. I don't know. What else do I have on here? Oh, here's a really good one, and we found this out today too. It's just lovely. So this is unexpected. Of course, it's unexpected. You know why? Because it's always unexpected. The U.S. service sector is slowing down, along with everything else. Oh, we apparently got this really good jobs number today. Wait till tomorrow when they tell us how many people are applying for first-time unemployment benefits. What they will not tell you is we are net losing jobs every single month. Our economy is in free fall collapse. Henceforth, why, when a Fed chairperson is asked a very simple question, when will the economy, sir, be able to stand on his own 2 feet? His answer, I'm not sure what the exact nature of that question is. Are you kidding me? This is what we have to deal with, and watch what happens when the Fed chair Yellowstein shows up before Congress, whenever that might be. You're going to have every single member of Congress licking between his toes to get the crud out. He probably doesn't shower for like a month prior to showing up before Congress, as the members of Congress literally, give this guy a tongue bath. Thank you for your service. We're so grateful to have you. We are surrounded by retards. Do you understand? We do not have representatives in this nation anymore. Okay, it's every man or woman for himself when we have the Federal Reserve, who is the actual government, but you're not supposed to know that either. People, I told you I was going to blow my stock off early. I just can't handle this stuff. It really gets under my skin. Can you believe the stuff that I've spoken about in this video? Can you seriously believe it? I mean, it's an incredible situation. Fed Evans, persistent high inflation chances are remote. But then we have the Fed vice chair saying upward pressure on prices is going to remain. It's going higher. He's admitting to us that we're going to get more inflation. But then, you know what's going to happen? It's miraculously going to go away. Yeah. You know why? Because the Federal Reserve says it's going to, so it must be true. How many of you believe the Federal Reserve, anything that comes out of their mouth? Okay, they are a lying institution, public enemy number one. They are committing a crime, not just on the United States, but on the people of the world, deliberately devaluing the currency here. It's an incredible thing. They have an inflation machine, that revolving door that I've been talking about a lot lately. It's just whipping up inflation, and that's okay. You can't make this stuff up. I think, seriously, Bob Powell, if you're out there, Bob, we should sue the Federal Reserve. I'm telling you, this is what we should do. We could probably get a lot of people to back it. I know you would. People are watching this video. We should get a large sum of money, hire the best lawyers we can possibly find on the planet Earth, and freaking sue their ass. Bob happens to be a lawyer, too. You start with him. Anyway, all right, everybody, including you, Bob Powell. I will see all of you tomorrow, people. Please share this video. Watch it twice. Listen to the stuff I said here. It's impossible to make any of this stuff up. It's impossible to do. But that's where we are at today. I want you to think about it. Anyway, I'm out of here, people. Love you a lot. I did manage to keep it somewhat together, right? I don't know. Maybe I didn't. Sometimes when I watch these videos and I go back, I go, Greg, I can't believe you. Like, you know, the things you do. I just get bent out of shape. I really do, because I honestly just can't even believe it. It drives me insane. It really does. All right. I'm out here. Love you a lot. See you in the morning.